What's going on YouTube? So I'm back with another unboxing video. I'm unboxing the Avocado 24. This time though is a little bit different because last time when I unboxed the Wismec RX200S, I didn't give a review on it because I didn't get to use it. It literally was straight out of the box. But this time I'm able to give you like a personal opinion on the tank. Like most people, I'm a consumer. I'm not sponsored. I don't get sent these products for free. So when I do an unboxing video, these mods or tanks that I'm unboxing, I personally use myself. So prior to buying them, obviously I do my own research to find out what's the most popular, what's the highest rating products out there at the moment, because it does come out of my own pocket and I want to make sure that I get my money's worth. So let's get straight to the unboxing. So this is what it looks like on the outside. Nice, clean box. It looks smaller than I expected it to be, though, I'm not gonna lie. There you go, easy to build, blah blah, don't read that. I'll give you a minute to read the back of it, what to expect inside. And there goes the point of my whole video. I like the fact that they have one of these anti-counterfeit scratch panels. It's been out for about 9 to 10 months, so I'm sure there's a lot of counterfeit or like fakes that are going to be reproduced. So it's good that they have that inside the box. You've got the tank itself. So it comes originally with a frosted glass and the wide bore drip tip. Avocado written across the top cap at the bottom. Before I show you the inside of the tank, I just want to show you what's underneath the flap. You've got the hex screw or Allen key, whatever you want to call it. So you've got two sides. I think this is the bigger side. That's a 1.5mm and that's the a bit smaller. I'm not sure the exact measurement, but I tend to use the bigger side to undo the grub screws. Then the other side, this is the cross screwdriver. It's a shame that it doesn't actually come with a straight screwdriver as well, because if you saw from before, the pin underneath the tank is actually a straight, but it's all good that I can use my own screwdrivers. Then you have the 510 drip tip, which, you know what, the good thing is this box does come with a 510 drip tip adapter, which a lot of these tanks don't come with, so you need to buy your own. Ceramic block. This is actually the extra ceramic block. Inside the tank you get another one too. Bit detailing, bit logo there. O-rings down here just to keep it in place. Interchangeable clear glass. You can change it from this frosted glass to the clear one. Personally, I prefer the frosted glass. It just looks more sleek. Last but not least, the package that comes with all the extras. Blue O-rings, orange O-rings if you want to get fancy with the tank. A couple of grub screws, about 4 of them in there, because they tend to wear out quite quickly if you take them out a lot. And the 510 adapter. I don't really use this with the 510 drip tip a lot, but since they have it in here, it saves me from having to buy my own one. There's only a few quid, I'm not cheap, but still, it's just the convenience of it. Onto the tank itself. So we've got a tank, adjustable air holes up here, so we can go either fully open, wide open, or you can twist it to single air holes. So that'll be the same for each side. If you twist it on one side, it'll be the same for the other side, as you can see. Or you can have it fully closed. Actually, wait, hold on, there you go. You can have it half and half. You can have it fully closed, which I don't recommend. Or fully open. Onto the inside of the tank now. If we just take this apart, top cap off, and there we have it. Obviously it's not going to come like this from the box, but from the box it would come with a ceramic block on this side. So something to point out, whenever I put this ceramic block on the right side of the tank, it tends to bounce around. What I mean by that is it sits better on the left side. It just sits flush without any movement, whereas on the right side it sort of pops back out again. So this is the flap that you open up to fill it up with juice. In my opinion, this is a little bit less than 5ml. I think it's about 4. I've tested it a few times, so I'd say realistically it's about 4. What you do, you fill up your juice into this hole. So I'd say use this hole here to fill up the juice, and that hole here is to basically let the tank breathe. One of the problems I first had with this juicing hole is that it was a bit small, especially with the bottles that I get. So I'll give you an example. This is the type of bottle that usually my juices come in. When I buy them, they are exactly the same sort of generic glass tip, and these tips are quite thick. Having to fit this into this tiny hole it didn't go. What I did was get the juice from this bottle, fill up a smaller bottle with the plastic thinner tips just to fill this up. I've noticed after a time, you know, you can actually fit this into the hole. You might just spill over the side, or do you know what I mean, it might just get a bit messy just over around here. That's alright, I mean, you can just wipe that down. But other than that, I haven't had any issues with this juicing mechanism. It actually produces really well. The wick feeds directly into the tank down here, and not once I've actually had a dry hit before. As long as you tilt it in the right direction, all you have to do after I'd say about 10 pulls, just tip it upside down, tip it to one side, whatever the wick's on, then that's it, juiced up. The way I'd recommend wicking this is having the wick length long enough so that it just about goes into the hole and covers it. When you get your wick, pull them out and sort of tuck them into the holes like you would do like a dripper. With this Jenny style tank, you'd have to push the wick right down into the tank. I've seen some people actually have it just above this line here, or some even actually halfway down here. I like it when it's wicked. Blah. As long as the holes are filled and you get the juice, you're good to go. Underneath you have the gold plated bottom pin, which is a straight pin. So like I said before, the hex screws doesn't come with a straight head pin, so I'm just going to have to use my own screwdriver to take this apart. There we go. I've almost actually lost this myself in the bathroom trying to clean this out, so it would be good if they actually came with an extra one of these pins. Inside, a second layer to unscrew. That's done. So what we're going to just do is unscrew it like this. It comes apart just like that. First of all, I want to start with this bottom bit here. You've got the glass that comes off, then you have these here. Now, a lot of people haven't mentioned this. You've got to be very careful when you take the avocado apart, because you get all these little small pieces here that are very easily lost if you're not careful. If you're as clumsy as I am, then chances are you're going to probably lose it when you clean it. It would be good if they came with an extra one of these. If someone can just, you know, mention down in the comment what this little ring here is and what it does. I don't know what his job is. And here's the top part of the tank, which is the deck. Positive post just comes out like that. You can remove it, or you can attach it back in there. Simple. And if you want to change the frosted glass to the clear glass, you switch it around and that's it. Make sure it's tight in there though. That's what she said. Actually, I'm not going to do that. I prefer the frosted glass, but if you want to change the glass to the clear one, you can. Quick correction before I move forward about how the ceramic block doesn't fit flush on one side. I actually found that it's not on the left side, but it's actually the right side that sits better. If you can see, I'll push it in, it will just literally snap into place. So if I was to do the same thing on the left side now, it doesn't happen. Watch. You know, it pops up a bit, and I found out why. If you look close enough, that little bit pokes out, which blocks the ceramic block from sitting in there flush, whereas this side doesn't have that metal bit sticking out. It's nothing major. It just means that if you're going to build a single coil build, it means that your coil will be sitting on the left side and then your ceramic block will be on the right side. So after you've built the coil, you've wicked it, you can see no protruding wick, it just covers the hole, and you juice this bad boy up and you are ready. The tank is sitting on my RX 200S. If you want to watch the unboxing video for that, I have got it in the description. I'll just put the link in there. One thing I didn't mention about this tank is there is a little problem with the top cap sitting around the O-rings. It tends to get a little bit slippery. Quick example, right? There is some pressure on here while it's dry, but once I start using it more and then the juice touches onto the O-rings and it gets a bit slippery, top cap becomes a bit loose. It can be a bit of an inconvenience. Overall though, I think this is a sick tank. It's got the velocity style deck that I'm familiar with, wide post hole so you can put inside, you know, your crazy coil builds, but also the convenience of a tank at the bottom. Jenny style tank really does it for me, because, you know, I like building.
I like turtles,
but I can't always use an RDTA while I'm driving. Trust me, I've dripped while I was driving. The amount of traffic I've held up. Flavor hits great on this as well. Never have I ever had a dry hit. Jenny style always keeps the wick moist. Obviously with anything there's going to be some downsides. For instance, this juice hole could be a little bigger. Even just talking for a few seconds, right? Like if I put the top cap back on, it's a bit loose now, just because it's a bit wet from you know, the liquid. I would still recommend this to a friend, 100%. Alright, so that's the end of the video. Before I go though, let me just give you a quick hit. So you smoke for days. That's good. I'd really appreciate it if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful in any way. If you could just drop me a like, it goes a long way for me. I want to try and get some more videos out, more mods and tanks to unbox, and come back with more content. But until then, vape on.